Hi everyone, my name is Johnny. I work as a solution architect for Red Hat. And in this session, which is a collaboration with Intel, we'll go through some of the options for customers that want to start out in the cloud with Red Hat. Hopefully we'll show also why new and existing customers should be thinking about Red Hat when they move to the cloud. The Red Hat portfolio, we talk about it in three distinct pillars. So the red one is for building hybrid cloud infrastructure, which will be the focus for today. Think about it as a way to build a stable foundation for running your business applications across the clouds. We also have the green pillars for cloud native and modern application development, and the blue one, which is for IT automation and management. But again, today we'll focus on the red pillar. Putting this into product, so this is the Red Hat portfolio if you think about it as a product perspective. It doesn't really represent any one or any architecture per se, but it can show you how to construct different pieces of technologies to solve different types of problems. Notice that the red and blue and green boxes are also here in the picture, although a bit faded to show that the focus of today is for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. In a follow-up session, we'll also go into some of the items around management and how can we consistently manage Red Hat Enterprise Linux in the cloud. But for now, let's focus on RHEL. When moving to the cloud, it's important to consider Red Hat as a cloud-agnostic player. And what that means is that no matter which partner or provider you're looking into, there's a good chance that Red Hat is available in that provider's marketplace. In fact, Red Hat Enterprise Linux is certified to use with all the major major hyperscaler clouds. So we are available in their marketplaces so that you can go wherever you want to go with your business applications. And this is an important consideration when thinking about moving to the cloud, because you might want to pivot and go to a different provider down the line. So being cloud agnostic is an important capability. At Red Hat, we know that a standard approach to IT environments and infrastructure reduces the complexity that is required to move without the friction of change. Now, Red Hat Enterprise Linux is engineered with this in mind. So never mind where you want to go or what type of cloud deployment you want to do, you'll have the same superior performance, scalability, security, and reliability that is included in Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And that's going to be true for all different types of deployment types. So that is a superpower for organizations so that they can retain their skills, their practices, their standards, their management tools. That is going to be a consistent experience no matter where they need to run their applications. This will, in the end, reduce the complexity and cost of moving or starting out in the cloud. Let's go into some of those examples from a more detailed perspective. So if we look at performance, so Red Hat spends an enormous amount of time from an engineering point of view together with our partners, whether that be software, hardware, or cloud, to make sure that their applications or systems works as the best it can be. This means that we are setting world record performance across many different types of application workloads, whether that be analytical, ERP, or database, or Java types of applications. You can expect Red Hat to perform at its best. An additional really awesome thing or superpower is this consistency, because to get the world record performance, you need to perform tuning, you need to perform configurations of those systems. And that's going to be a consistent experience, again, no matter where you need to deploy that application. So you can expect to get world record performance or cram the most out of the system that you're deploying within. That's a really important capability. Ecosystem. So think about this, that no single company can provide for all the innovation or technology needs that a business needs. We all need to rely on different partners or different vendors that can supply their technology that fulfills our business requirements. And if you imagine for a second what would happen if you had different ecosystems across the clouds, that would be a very difficult situation for an enterprise to to rely upon. So a consistency in ecosystem is something that is a really important thing. And Red Hat fosters a vast ecosystems of partners across, again, software, hardware, and cloud partners, so that if you as a business do an investment in a technology, you can rely on that technology, again, regardless of where you need to run your applications. This also means for new customers that you can rely on up to almost 5,000 business applications, and that is a really vast ecosystem that you can rely on and place your business trust in us. Again, on the consistency theme. So if you think about security, one of the most common issues when we're moving to the cloud is actually misconfiguration. So while the cloud might be secure, the configurations of the cloud or the systems that you're running there is an important consideration when you think about security. One example that illustrates this complexity is actually compliance. So if you're required to be under regulatory compliance, this is a really complex situation for you. So what you need to think about is that if you're not thinking about consistency, the configuration of your system is going to be radically more complex. So if you're thinking about standardization, the way you configure your system is going to be the same, or a consistent experience across all that landscape. And the numbers show that while a system might be configured correctly at its provisioning time, over time there's a large chance that the drift of that systems actually brings the systems out of compliance. So it's important for you to consider that you maintain and audit the consistency and configuration of your systems across your cloud environments. So hopefully that has shown you some of the values of standardizing on RHEL, both for new customers, but also existing customers. And with that, we'll go into some of the details on how you can actually get access or consume or utilize your already taken investments with Red Hat as you move to the cloud. We're going to go through 3 different kind of scenarios where you can actually, or how you can actually buy Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So the top one to the left, which is kind of like the console, another term for that is actually pay as you go. So this is where you go into the cloud provider marketplace and you ordered an instance of RHEL and you only pay for the usage of that instance over time. This offering is owned by the cloud provider and also supported by the cloud provider, but is also billed by the cloud provider and fully contributes to the cloud provider committed spend if you're having such a program with your partner. It also counts towards the Red Hat hybrid committed spend program. The second option is where you've negotiated special pricing or special terms with Red Hat, and you want to have that private offer showing up in the marketplace. And this is then called the private offer. And this offering is owned by Red Hat and supported by Red Hat, but it is billed by the cloud provider and not fully, but it still contributes to the cloud provider committed spend program. It also contributes to the hybrid committed spender program of Red Hat. And finally, the last one, and this is sometimes called bring your own subscription or bring your own license. And this is where if you've already purchased a Red Hat Enterprise Linux subscriptions and would like to utilize that system as you move to another provider. And this is sometimes, Red Hat term is called Red Hat Cloud Access. And this offering is fully owned and fully supported and also billed by Red Hat, so it does not contribute to the cloud provider committed spend program, but it does contribute to the Red Hat hybrid committed spend program. It's a mouthful, right? So hopefully we've now gone through some of the reasons and benefits of standardizing on RHEL and how you can get access to your subscriptions if you have one, or how you can acquire a new one. And with that, I will show a very brief demo of how this actually looks. For today's demonstration purposes, we will be using Azure. So I've already logged into the Azure console. So the first thing I want to do is that I want to go into the marketplace. So the marketplace icon is on my screen. And going into the marketplace, you'll find hundreds or maybe thousands of different offerings. And it can be difficult to navigate and find what you're looking for. So if you want to buy something from Red Hat, then I would encourage you or recommend you to look at the publisher name. So up and to my right, there is a publisher name which states all. So it's now showing all offerings that is available. So let's put in Red Hat as the publisher name. And this will narrow down the results, showing you only the products that is available where we are the one that is offering this product. As you can see, there's quite a bit of choices to make, and today's session we're focusing on Red Hat and Personal Linux, so let's just select one of these. Now, I'm showing a kind of like a manual procedure, and obviously you might want to look into how you can automate this to have a more consistent kind of like experience and workflow in how you provision and configure your systems. But this is definitely good for, testing purposes or demonstration purposes. Now, if you deploy this machine, is then deploying this pay-as-you-go instance. There is a way to convert a system which is called an Azure Hybrid Benefit, but that's not going to be a topic for today. But keep in mind that if you deploy this image, but you actually want to convert this to a bring your own subscription, there is a procedure for doing that. But now I also want to show you how to enable the Cloud Access license. And for doing that, we're going to go over to the Red Hat portal. Again, like the TV chef, I've already prepared and logged in to my portal. So I've gone to access.redhat.com/management, where I can find my subscriptions. And I want to go over to the Cloud Access part of the portal. And this is where I can enable or bring my already purchased subscriptions and bring them into the marketplace of my choice. Again, as the TV chef, I've already prepared my Azure environment. But to show you the procedure, let's just show you how to enable a new provider. The first we need to do is select the specific provider. And for that, I'll do Google Compute Engine. After that, I will need to add my account ID, or to identify which Google account is to be given access to the golden images of Red Hat. So I'll give it an account ID, give it a nickname, and select the products that I want to enable for access in my cloud provider. So very simple procedure, but once it's done, it can take up to 24 hours before the access is granted in that marketplace. So let's go over to, again, the Azure portal to show how this actually looks. So let's go back to the marketplace. And if you look on the left side, you have, further down on the list, you have something called private products. And once you've gone through this procedure, you will see and get access to these images, which is then not going to incur a pay-as-you-go cost of that instance, because you've already procured the subscription for Red Hat and Personal Linux. Now, obviously, the underlying infrastructure or virtual machine cost is still going to be incurred as normal. So that is the two flows that I want to go over today. And with that, I want to thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your local friendly Red Hatter. Thank you.
Red Hat and Intel enjoy a strong partnership that spans more than 2 decades. At the heart of this collaboration is our common focus on hybrid and multi-cloud infrastructure as the foundational building blocks for your digital transformation. Intel is not just a silicon company. We are the #1 contributor to the Linux kernel, and we have over 20,000 software engineers working with partners like Red Hat to optimize software on our architecture. Together, Red Hat and Intel help customers to navigate digital transformation with solutions that provide more choice, flexibility, and innovation. Red Hat and Intel have a long track record of delivering joint market-ready solutions to many industries and enterprises. Red Hat and Intel are the beating heart of the open source ecosystem. Our joint solutions are built on open platforms with enterprise-grade open source software and x86 architecture from edge to cloud. Red Hat and Intel solutions are supported by a strong ecosystem and are tested and validated before being certified or deployed in the Red Hat market space. Our engineers continuously work to harden our platform and solutions with industry standards and enterprise-grade security. Open source and x86 offer you an open platform for innovation with choice and the agility to deploy quickly. We just launched the 4th Gen Xeon processors, delivering to customers a range of features for managing power and performance, making the optimal use of CPU resources to help achieve their sustainability goals. Unlike any other data center processors on the market, and already in the hands of customers today, the 4th gen Xeon family greatly expands on Intel purpose-built workloads, first strategy and approach. Today, there are over 100 million Xeons installed in the market, from on-prem servers running IT services, including new as-a-service business models, to networking equipment, managing internet traffic, to wireless base stations, computing at the edge, to cloud services. Thank you for your time. We look forward to collaborating with you to enrich your digital transformation journey with Red Hat and Intel solutions.